When you hear the name Peter Sanger, what does that mean to you?
Brother, I think friend, and I think inspiration.
First time I realized I was overweight, I was 9 years old, and that was the first time I attended a Weight Watchers meeting with my mother. I had always been a chubby kid. Grandma had a candy jar at her optical shop of Andes Mints, and I would inevitably empty that jar every time I visited. I knew then that I had a problem with food. I started hiding my eating. I would go to the frosting aisle, the baking aisle, and I would take containers of Betty Crocker instant frosting and just open them up and just take finger gouges of chocolate frosting, or go and hide it in the bathroom. And I started to become bigger than the other kids. I was made fun of a lot more often. I had the nickname Sea Cow Sanger. My defense was my wit, my barbs. That's what I took pride in. When somebody would come out with me some lame fat joke, I would come at them with a barb and showing that it didn't bother me. But it did. In my senior year, I was in the low 300s. I was working at Char Hut, a restaurant. I was eating double burgers all the time. In fact, they had this burger called a Buster. It was a challenge put forward to me by one of the managers to eat a triple Buster, which was 6 slices of patties. And if I could do it within 5 minutes, I would get free yolk creams for a month, which was the frozen yogurt. I was a gimmick to a lot of these people. So I come in there on a Saturday afternoon, and they're like, "You ready to do it? You want to do it?" And so I'm like, "All right, let's do it." So here they are in front of all these grown adults, he's piling up this sandwich. And so everybody's around me, and of course I ate it and finished it. And these feats of strength or feats of eating, that was my way into being social. And decided to go to community college, and I was in a bad place, and I met a woman in the early days of America Online. It brought me out to California, where I had a lot of disposable income just working on personal training, and I got all the way down to 249. I was at 370 at my peak. Never thought I'd be fat again. I still felt like I was carrying 370 pounds on my shoulders. Everybody was staring at me, and internally I was still a wreck, and I let it all go, and I gained everything back. I went from 249 all the way up to 461. The psychological toll that takes on you, it just wears you down. It really wears you down. I was really desperate. My friend Scott and my friend George Villavicencio, he does CrossFit in Minnesota at Crusher CrossFit. They would post their workouts all the time, the pictures of him at competitions. I was really considering doing bariatric surgery, and I'm coming home from the doctor, in fact, that day, and there it was, right around the corner from my house, CrossFit Unsung. I walked in there, spoke to Gary Pinnell. The minute I was in there and talking to him and doing the first workout, I just felt like, wow, this is so different. In the warm-up, I had to run around the building 275 meters, which was normal. I couldn't run around the building. It was just too much, so I had to walk fast. I was definitely the last one to finish, but that's when I saw what it was all about. Being the last one to finish at my first workout, and having Christine and Raven and Gary and never met me before, but pushing me and just really cheering me on. And I was embarrassed. The thing you hated about that most ends up being the thing that absolutely makes it work, to its greatest ability, is that encouragement. 2 of the first people I used to work out with every day was Christine and Raven, and they were both pregnant. Just killing it, crushing it, just ridiculous. I'm just like, wow, now I'm meeting people, I'm making friends, and I was putting all that negative energy that I was hurting myself to now, in a positive way. I was using all that energy into CrossFit. So when I walked into CrossFit Unsung, I was 441, and then when I left, I was 310 pounds. I have a picture of me as on my last day there with my size 60 pants, holding them up. It was really tough leaving Southern California, CrossFit Unsung in Poway, because that had become my refuge, my safe haven. Found a house in Charleston, came and looked at it, and I wanted to drop into a box that day when I was here. And the minute I met Matt, saw Matt's energy, super welcoming. And when I told him how much I'd lost, his eyes got super wide. He's like, "Man, hope you come. But when you get here, try out other gyms, But I knew immediately that he's the guy I wanted to work with. And he came across country. I walked right back into that box. I just dove in head first. I started coming twice a day. It was a safe space for me. I wasn't going to a fast food restaurant. I wasn't going to a liquor store. I lost 200 pounds to get to the point where Now I'm starting to find out what the next chapter of my life. And that's, to me, that's exciting. It's also very scary. You know, now we're helping 10 athletes in this Sacred Slim Down who they all want to see change in their lives. I told this to the athletes, like every time I've weighed into Weight Watchers, which has been over 200 some weigh-ins, 52% of those have been losses, 48% of those have been gains. So it's kind of like half the time I've weighed in, I've gained weight, but somehow I lost 200 pounds. If somebody really wants to make a change, I would absolutely 100% tell them, give CrossFit a chance. And everybody's got different goals why they come in here, whether they just want to be functionally fit, they just want to lose 20 pounds. Then there's people who are much more extreme, like I was, who need a major change. So one of the huge motivators for me was just my health. I did not want to have the surgery. And this was my last-ditch desperation effort. You know, today, I'm not on any medication. I have no sleep apnea. I'm in the best shape I've ever been. And the principles, the mantras, the 1% better every day, if you're applying those principles to extrapolating them to your everyday life, you can change. That's why I'm excited about this place and Matt and the vision they have going forward and trying to help people.